Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ferris, and how are y'all doing on this fine evening? Well, as you can see, it's still about evening time out here. Yesterday it was kind of hot. It got up to about 100 degrees, and heat index was about 115. And I was out here working on the F-150 again. This time we had a little situation that happened Sunday. Right now it's Wednesday, and for some of y'all, depending on when y'all see this, it may be a different day. As I mentioned, we're back out here working on the F-150, and we had a little incident that happened Sunday with it. Was going down the road and was driving about 65 miles an hour, and all of a sudden this thing made a loud bang, like a gunshot went off, and it all shut down. Now yesterday, for a little bit of time that I had without getting burned up, I went ahead and did some investigation to find out what was going on with the truck. I put carburetor cleaner in the engine, tried to get it to run. It wouldn't run. So my whole in thinking about it was in the distributor. So I took the distributor cap off, cranked it over, and found that the rotor wasn't turning on the distributor. Now I know all that sounds like Greek to y'all, and I'm going to explain to everybody what I'm talking about. Most new vehicles nowadays do not have a distributor. Now this truck being an 83, it does have what they call a distributor. That's what this device is right here, this long shaft with this housing and then that rotor on top. And what this does, it rides down in the block, down there underneath the cap right there in a hole, and it turns with the rotation of the engine. Now when it does that, it's hooked up to wires. It's got a cap on it with spark plug wires, and what it does, it fires off spark to all the spark plug wires that go to the spark plugs. So in essence, this thing is what makes the spark for this truck to run. So what had happened was, upon further investigation, this rotor is supposed to turn whenever the engine is running, and it turns way faster than this, but I'm just showing this for an example here. And when I was kicking the engine over, it was not running. It just basically stood right there where it was. So I pulled the distributor out of the engine and noticed that this gear, I don't know if y'all can see it, is all chewed up. Now for whatever reason it got chewed up, I have no idea. I have not experienced this before. If some of y'all have experienced this, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know more about it. A lot of times what happens is the little pin right there in the hole breaks, and it just sits there and spins, and that's about it. But this one here, the gears got chewed up by the camshaft, and the gears on the camshaft and everything. And so it is no good. And what's funny is it got chewed up on pretty good on one side. Right there's, you know, it still has fins, but then it got chewed up on the other side too. So I don't know what all took place, what all happened for it to get chewed up. But anyways, that's what happened. And the gears got chewed up on the distributor, causing it not to work anymore. It's supposed to look like this. All having good metal, thick metal all the way around for the gears in order for it to turn. So I got another distributor. It wasn't too bad. It was only about $55 for a whole distributor, just like it is, like what you see right there. And another thing that I went ahead and checked also, and I was trying to figure out, you know, the point at which this thing failed. You know, whether it's the bearing up in here, up inside the distributor was getting hot, or what. So if you notice, the gear is off of the distributor. The gear is held on by a little roll pin. It's supposed to be right in here in this spot, just like the other one is over there. So I took the roll pin out, took the gear off, and I put the distributor back down in the engine, and that shaft that goes on the end of the distributor actually drives the oil pump. So what happens is, when this engine is running, the camshaft turns the gear, which turns the distributor, but also on the bottom end, that shaft turns the oil pump in the engine. very interesting indeed. So I went and put it back in, and I turned the rotor in this old distributor with that shaft a little bit, and the oil pump seems to be working by hand. I didn't have to turn it very hard to find out that that oil pump is still working in the engine. Now, I got to talking with some other guys also and letting them know what had happened, and they suggested also that I change the oil in the engine before I do anything else. Now that makes sense because of all how that gear is chewed up on the for the rotor. It probably left little metal pieces in with the oil and everything that's in this engine. So I didn't even take a chance. I'm draining the oil right now as we speak. You can probably see the oil drain pan underneath right there, and draining as much oil as I can out of it. I'm gonna change the filter as well, and we're gonna put a fresh filter. I didn't get a fairly expensive one. I went to O'Reilly's and got a cheap microguard filter, as well as their house brand oil to throw in here once we get it up and running. Now, in order to get this thing up and running, I gotta change the shaft on the distributor and put it on the new one over there to drive the oil pump. Now, once I get everything in place or ready to put together, I've got to set this engine in time. So I've got to make sure number one cylinder, which is right under here, sorry about the shadow there, but right there, number one cylinder, front of the engine, I got to make sure that cylinder is at top dead center, and also the crankshaft pointing at number one. Once it does that, I got to make sure that the rotor in the distributor is pointing at number one spark plug whenever it's at that position. So once I get everything in time and where I want it, I'm gonna go ahead and bolt it down and put it into and put it all together on the engine. Now I want to show y'all something kind of funny. Okay, this rotor turns, and it's got to be in a specific spot on this, in this distributor, right? In this cap, underneath that cap right there, it's got the same thing as well. So brand new distributor, and it's got a warranty on it, right? So what do these knuckleheads do that get this distributor? Read what that says there. It says warranty void if removed. Okay, my question is, for the brainiacs that are over there putting this stuff together, how am I going to put this thing in time if I can't take off the cap, if I can't take off that sticker? If I remove that sticker, the warranty is void. Well, I've got a little plan for y'all. I'm going to take that cap off. I'm going to take that sticker off. Okay, I'm not going to cut the sticker. I'm going to keep it. But whenever I return this thing, guess what? You're getting the sticker back. Not in pieces, but it's going to be in one piece. Trust me, I know ways around all of this, okay? So y'all brainiacs think just by putting a sticker on it that I'm not going to go around it. Well, I've got to go around it in order to get this thing in time to where that rotor's supposed to be. So I don't know what else to say. You know, these brainiacs that are putting this stuff together, they're obviously not mechanics and don't know how this stuff goes together, which really pisses me off because, you know, you're gonna go against the warranty when I do that. Well, no, you're not, because I'm gonna warranty it anyways if it fails again. But anyways, that was my rant for that part there about the warranty and everything. So that's what I'm doing to the 83 F-150 today, is the distributor and getting this thing to run again. So if y'all have any comments about what I'm doing, or have any questions about what I'm doing, leave me some comments in the comment section down below, on the down below the video, and send me some likes if you like the video. Send me some dislikes, I guess, if you don't like the video, or whatever. Send me some smiley faces or whatever you want to send me on the comment section here on the down below on the video. Also, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. That way you can receive notifications on future videos. Also, like me on, or look me up on Instagram. It's going to be Fearless Fly 100, just like the YouTube channel. Just on the YouTube channel, it's spaced out. On Instagram, it's all together. And just check out what I'm doing on Instagram. This one here is one of them also. And there's other videos here on YouTube that I have as well that y'all can look back and check out as well. Again, I hope everybody has a great evening. It's beautiful weather. It's down back to about 90 degrees with low humidity. So it's giving me an opportunity to get back out here and work on the truck without sweating too much. Y'all enjoy the rest of the evening, and we'll catch you on the next video.